I learned to be good at handstands, which is one of the most basic calisthenic poses that can take you to another level. But of course it wasn't like that always, and I was in the position where I thought I'm the last person on the planet who is able to learn that. I fall and fall and fall. But now, since I gained more experience and was able to bring more awareness to my practice, I achieved that level in a week. But let's make it clear from the start. I achieved that level in a week mean that I understood the main idea, which allowed me to do handstand consistent. But of course, it took months to make it better. I don't want to be fake and give you a promise like one day and you will learn that too. No, invest your time, but the result will be worth it. Eventually the point of that video is to help you to learn handstand. The problem with all of these tutorials, and don't understand me wrong, I have respect to these guys, but it look like all of these drills, exercises are based on the idea practice for practice. But it's a mistake to think that sport is only about physical aspect. First of all, it's theory. You should be consciousness about everything that you do. That's why this video gonna be divided in two parts: handstands breakdown and theoretical loop, and of course, practice. I will share 2 golden rules that definitely will help you to create a strong foundation. Answer me one question: handstand is about being strong or balance? Both of them. There is a dilemma in this world where one side encourage hard work, another one vote for smart work. I love to mix them. To achieve and improve your handstand, you should pass 4 steps from our progression loop. Step number 1. Strength. Of course at the start you'll rely on your strength because you have zero experience behind your shoulders. You just throw your body out of the comfort zone and it requires a little bit of time to adapt under your new goal. But the more farther you go with practice, you'll achieve step number 2, muscle memory, which opens the door where you can training more on consciousness. Your body feel more comfortable and because of that, you start to focus more on details, analyze them and bring more awareness to your practice. And all of that in summation bring you to step number 3. Balance. Now, when you enhance your comfort zone and you solve the moments of struggle that you have at the start, you realize that, oh, it's not so hard right now, and you're just looking forward to align some parts of your body just to keep that balance and chill. But remember that balance is the result of step number 1, hard work, step number 2, muscle memory and more consciousness practice. And step number 4, strength is your plan B. Of course, sometimes you're gonna lose your balance, and this is the exact same moment where you should turn on your muscles to move yourself back to the previous position. And that is what I told you before, you combine hard work and smart work. Now, allow me to prove that this video ain't empty talk. Let's say that you learn tuck handstand and you want straddle. Step number 1. You don't know how to do that exactly, and that's why first time you squeeze your muscles more often to understand the flow. Because of the n amount of practice, you gain muscle memory. Now, you can squeeze more your brain to understand the transition and small details. Step number 3. Your body is comfortable with that practice and you rely more on balance points, which allow you to be more productive and less tired. And step number 4. You chill but suddenly you lose your balance, turn on your muscles and return to the previous position. I hope at least this information was useful for you, and I'll be happy to see your feedback under this video below some likes and subscription. It's time to share the secret ingredient that you could implement in your practice. Rule number 1, which is very simple but it was a game changer for me. You can even try right now if you want so. Take a look. Legs are on shoulders level. I raise up with my hands, my feet are flat. I open my wrists and I just keep myself relaxed for 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. And now extend yourself up like if you want to touch the seal for another 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. And this is the exact same feeling that you should bring when you do handstands. In all of these tutorials you probably hear for a lot of time that, belly in, squeeze your glutes, shoulders over your wrists, shoulders on one level with your ears. And when you're a beginner and you have for around 1-2 seconds to find that balance and somehow to manage all of the steps like inside of your head, it can be very difficult. You don't know where you should focus first and where you should focus second. But you can forget about all of them, because this one simple rule of extend yourself toward the sky can cover all of these important aspects and allow me to show you, to prove you that I know what I talk about. So this is me being relaxed, and now I extend myself up and my belly automatically go inside, my glutes are squeezed, shoulders are on one level with my ears. So even this rule is more than enough for you to improve your handstand. But let me tell you one more secret. And the rule number 2 is your elbows. We hear a lot of time in all of these tutorials about how shoulders are important. We keep ourselves on the shoulders, you should have a strong shoulder over your wrist. It's great, and of course you need them, and of course at the step number 1, when you squeeze your muscles to understand the flow and to gain your muscle memory. But if you talk about long-term perspective, there is more productive to keep your balance on bones. You have bone number 1 humerus and 2 more right there. So what I do, I put my hands on the floor and I keep one bone on these bones, and that's how I can keep myself more longer, less tired. The reason is because shoulders is a muscle, yes? And muscles feed themselves with oxygen. And when you have the entire body weight only on them, you're gonna make them exhausted very quick, you're gonna be tired very quick. And the thing number 2 is that it can cause some small injuries. I don't say that you're gonna have them, I just say that the probability of having them is way more bigger. So that's why I use my shoulders just to align my balance. For example, if I feel like I fall, I just move myself a little bit more forward, but the entire body weight is aimed on my shoulders. When I bring myself in a handstand, I don't think about my shoulders. I think about bone number 1 on these 2 bones, and that's how I can keep myself more longer, being less tired and being more productive. I hope I explained it clear. Or another example, let's say that this is your hand, it's straight, yes, and this is your body. And this is your body, giving a pressure, but it's stuck because everything is good here. It's kind of hard to crush that, but it's enough to bend your elbows a little bit, and this entire body weight gonna drop over your hands. And this is the moment of the step number 4, where you should just squeeze your muscles to return to the initial position where you can keep yourself on the balance. So that's why bone on bone, and you're gonna find that this is bone on bone with the rule number 1. When I say it's even logical, yes, you should to extend yourself up, and of course if you do your best to touch the seal, you can have a bent elbows because this one is way more longer than this one. So that's why having your hands, having your bone on bone gonna help you. I don't know how messy this information was, but at the end of the day, I share 2 important rules that help me to be more consciousness about my own practice and to achieve a constant result, good result, productive result. Now, of course, I should prove you that again, it isn't empty talk. And rule number 1, extend yourself straight from the start when you jump yourself in the handstand. And rule number 2, keep your elbows straight. So I'm here, let's say for example, straight handstand. I move myself up and I keep my bone on bone. If I'm gonna drop myself, even if I have shoulders over my wrist, it's uncomfortable. I squeeze too much my shoulders, I'm tired, I lose my balance. Extend yourself up, belly in, squeeze your glutes, look in between of your hands. But I cover everything with the rule number 1. That is parallels. Some people say that you should be advanced and you should be very confident with your own handstand when you're gonna jump on them. To be honest, again, from my own experience, when I found about these 2 rules, I started to practice only with them. I was pretty conservative and I didn't make all of these drills on the wall, all these different exercises. The problem with the floor is that you have a lot of space where you can put your hands around. But the thing is, the magic with the parallels is, or you're gonna find your balance from the first seconds, or you're gonna fall. And of course, if you feel insecure or unconfident in your own skill, which is completely okay, I don't judge you, you can work in the way how is comfortable for you. But I really like that moment that it's a very great boost that throw you way more far from your comfort zone that you are used to be when you do all of these things below the wall. So that's why this is my recommendation, and This is the best way, parallels are the best way to understand this rule number 1 of extend yourself up. There is no way, when you're gonna find some experience and you're gonna be strong and very confident in yourself, you can bend your elbows, you can do whatever you want, but in the first seconds, it's a great way to understand the theoretical foundation of a strong and technical handstand. Let me show you this one again. I wanted to flex a little bit with my hands, but I forgot about that. So you're here. You can do stuff like that, but only when you have experience. But in the rest, or like that, or you gonna fall. Opa. Also, if you have a desire to jump into 3D industry, I have some beginner-friendly courses on my Skillshare page that definitely gonna help you with that. So I hope this video was useful for you, and I'm really looking forward to hear your feedback. If you like to subscribe, I'll be very happy, and have a nice day. Opa.